The truth is, James Bond was real. Or so say the biographies, documentaries, and barroom conspiracies. A Serbian playboy? A Canadian mastermind? A ski-crazy British commando? Buckle up. Today, we're hunting for 007 in the real world, chasing the men who inspired him, only to watch each one slip away. Think you found the real Bond? Think again. But maybe, just maybe, we can piece him together. Let's roll. Duško Popov. Meet a man who turned espionage into a high art. He didn't just crash wartime cocktail parties. He stole the room. Charm, mischief, secrets. He had it all. Even a young Ernst Blofeld might have raised a glass, though Popov preferred champagne to villainy. Duško Popov was a Serbian double agent, juggling British MI6 and Germany's Abwehr in World War II. Codename? Tricycle. Spy misdirection or a nod to his three-way charm offensive? You decide. He once distracted a Nazi agent by placing a massive bet in a casino in Estoril, Portugal. That night inspired Bond's Baccarat duel in Casino Royale. Ian Fleming was there, watching Popov deal danger across the velvet table. Fleming didn't just imagine Bond's style. He saw it play out in real time. Case closed? Not quite. Popov tipped off the Americans about Pearl Harbor, and they shrugged. Bond, he'd have parachuted into the Oval Office, dossier in hand, martini optional. Popov played the game. Bond owns the stage. Another charmer, another spark, but not quite Bond. Patrick Dalzel-Job. So, the trail goes cold. Let's chase another lead. Enter Patrick Dalzel-Job, British Naval Intelligence Officer, skier, sailor, polyglot, paratrooper. He'd probably beat you at Scrabble and fencing at the same time. Orders were clear. Evacuate British forces and leave the civilians behind, but Dalzel-Job rewrote the mission. Literally, he turned his ship into a lifeboat and rescued hundreds. The brass didn't court-martial him. They saluted him. Sometimes, even the chain of command knows it's been outclassed. Fleming himself said Dalzel-Job inspired Bond. But wait, Dalzel-Job was devout, hated guns, and stayed loyal to one woman. Bond, the closest he ever got to religion was slipping into a cassock to extract secrets from a confessional. And relationships? No, he filed those under short-term assignments right next to the disguises and dental records. Another hero, another heart. Still not 007. William Stephenson. Next up, Canada's slickest spy, William Stephenson, codename Intrepid. World War I vet, tycoon, mastermind, he built the British Security Coordination in New York, linking MI6 with America's budding OSS before Pearl Harbor was even a headline. Microdots, invisible ink, compact weapons. He didn't just run spies, he reimagined espionage. Sleek, smart, Bond-like. Fleming called him the real thing. But Stephenson was a strategist, a chess master, moving agents like pawns. Bond? He's the guy who flips the board mid-game, dodges the explosion, and still walks off with the queen. Another mind, another mission, yet not Bond. Sidney Reilly. The trail twists again. Meet Sidney Reilly, the ace of spies. 9 lives, 12 passports, he infiltrated the Bolsheviks as a rogue revolutionary, plotted to topple Lenin, and slipped every trap. Poison, plots, pistols, purges. He seduced rivals' wives for secrets, because espionage and affairs were his double act. Bond's swagger, Reilly had it before Aston Martins were born. But Reilly vanished in 1925. Executed? Defected? Sipping tea in Argentina? No one knows. Bond is danger with polish. Reilly was chaos in a trench coat. Another rogue, another riddle. Still not Bond. Ian Fleming himself. So, who's left? The man behind the martini, Ian Fleming. Naval intelligence officer, globetrotter, lover of fast cars, fine food, and bad decisions. His personal life? A cocktail of high society, clandestine operations, and restless, brooding self-doubt. He didn't just write Bond. He built a better version of himself. Cooler, smoother, bulletproof. Also, fun fact, the name James Bond came from a bird-watching book, not a Cold War dossier. A guide to birds. Because nothing says license to kill like a field study on finches. So yes, Fleming is Bond, but also he's not. Another spark, another dream, but not the full flame. So, who is James Bond? We've chased the playboy, the hero, the mastermind, the ghost, and the author. Each holds a piece of Bond, a trait, a stitch in the tuxedo, but none claim the whole puzzle. That's the point. Bond isn't one man. He's a mosaic, a bespoke myth, stitched together like Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, only with better tailoring and fewer visible scars. Created from real-life daring and a writer's restless imagination. He's the shadow in the casino, the smirk in the crosshairs, the legend we'll chase forever. So, here's an ounce. Legends aren't born from one life. They're sculpted from the lives, lies, and tall tales of many. James Bond isn't real, but the people who shaped him, they were. And that's why he's unforgettable, because every legend hides a little truth, and every truth a little legend. And that's it. An ounce submitted for your consideration. You've hunted the real Bond across history. Now gear up for your next mission. More stories, more mysteries, more legends. And hit subscribe, watch another, and stay sharp. You never know who's real or who's just really well written. Thanks.